If you want to know how to look after your mom at home if she has a tracheostomy and a PEG tube, stay tuned. I've got news for you. My name is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecareathome.com, and today I have an email from Ashley who says the following. Hi, Patrick. I need you to come to my house. I need you to walk me through how to care for my mom at home. She has a tracheostomy and a PEG tube, and she's completely unable to move since having a massive stroke. She also has stage 4 colorectal cancer. She had to stop her chemo treatments due to a stroke. Please help. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for reaching out. The reality is that if you end up looking after your mom, even though I might be able to show you, or me and my team could show you how to look after your mom, it's not sustainable, right? Because, if someone without critical care nursing experience looks after a tracheostomy, there's a high risk that your mom is going to die, right? And there's 2 points to that. Number one, it is not evidence-based, it is not best practice, and you can verify that if you go to our website at intensivecareathome.com and you look at the mechanical home ventilation guidelines. In the mechanical home ventilation guidelines that are evidence-based, you will find that only critical care nurses with a minimum of 2 years critical care nursing experience are safe to look after adults and children at home with tracheostomy plus minus ventilation, right? And your mom falls into that patient category. That's one part of the equation, and it's probably the most important part. But the other part of the equation is that over the many years of us providing intensive care at home services, we have seen many patients die in the community that didn't have critical care nurses 24/7 for tracheostomy or for ventilation. So on the one hand, you now understand what is best in evidence-based practice. On the other hand, you also understand now what can happen, which is, once again, patients dying if they don't have critical care nurses 24/7 in the community for ventilation plus minus. Also, it sounds to me like your mom is bedbound, so you will also need a hospital bed. You will need hoist or ceiling hoists. You will need a wheelchair, right? You will need to be set up like in a hospital, but not make it feel like a hospital, because you want to be at home in the comfort of your own home, right? In terms of your comment, she also has stage 4 colorectal cancer, and she had to stop her chemo treatments due to her stroke. Why did you have to stop treatment because of the stroke? Doesn't quite make sense. We could also do chemotherapy treatment at home if that's what your mom and you want. Maybe you don't want to continue chemotherapy treatment, or your mom doesn't want to continue treatment for chemotherapy, and that's only fair enough if that is what she, has chosen, or you have chosen on her behalf, if she can no longer make her own decisions. But, just because she's going home doesn't mean that chemotherapy treatment should be stopped if that is, if you want that to continue. Also, what is also important, leaving intensive care in a situation like that will improve your and your mom's quality of life, hands down, right? Hands down. And also, by having critical care nurses at home 24/7 for ventilation, PEG tube, she may also have a catheter. I haven't mentioned that here, but she might be doubly incontinent. What it also brings you is, it will bring you a lot more peace of mind being at home, looked after by intensive care at home specialists, rather than being stuck in an ICU or in a hospital, where your needs and your mother's needs are not being met, which is quality of life or potentially quality of end of life, right? So going home into the comfort of your own home is a much better alternative. Now, also, from a cost perspective, Ashley, someone is paying for an intensive care bed right now $5,000 to $6,000 per bed day. And going home will cut the cost of the intensive care bed by around 50%. Once again, that's a win-win situation. From an intensive care perspective as well, the intensive care units need the beds, right? One of the most sought after bed in a hospital is the intensive care bed. And by you taking your mom home with intensive care at home, right, we're also providing a win-win situation for the hospitals by, freeing up their much needed intensive care beds so that patients who are in need of more acute critical care and intensive care can get that bed. Other steps that need to be taken is obviously organizing the equipment, like I mentioned to you. Getting hospital beds, lifting machine hoists, seating hoists, wheelchair. Also setting up a team, a 24/7 team of critical care nurses, which we can help you with. We are the specialists in selecting teams for our clients, making sure you have people, critical care nurses in your home that like, and trust, that are the right fit for your mom and for your family. That it's critically important that you and your family are involved in the selection process, and that you have people coming to your home that are the right fit for you and your family, and for your mom, of course. So, to wrap this all up, with intensive care at home, we are currently sending our critical care nurses into the home 24 hours a day. Therefore, we are providing a genuine alternative to a long-term stay in intensive care for ventilation, tracheostomy, home BiPAP, home CPAP, ventilation without tracheostomy for adults and children. Then tracheostomy without ventilation, home TPN, home IV potassium infusion, home IV magnesium infusions, IV fluids, and IV antibiotics. We're also providing ventilation weaning at home. We're also providing central line, peak line, Hickman's line management, as well as port management at home. We're also providing nasogastric tube and PEG tube management at home, as well as cough assist management at home and palliative care services at home. We are also sending our critical care nurses into the home for emergency department bypass services. We have done so successfully as part of the Western Sydney Local Area Health District, their In Touch program, saving approximately $2,000 per patient that we keep at home instead of them going to the emergency department. We are also in a position to cut the cost of an intensive care bed by around 50%. The intensive care bed costs between $5,000 to $6,000 per bed day. Our service costs between $2,500 to $3,000 per bed day, and we're freeing up the most sought after bed in the hospital, which is the intensive care bed. But most importantly, we're improving the quality of life, and in some instances, quality of end of life for patients and their families, which is a win-win situation for all stakeholders. With intensive care at home, we are currently operating all around Australia, in all major capital cities, as well as in all regional and rural areas. We're an NDIS-approved service provider all around Australia, TAC and WorkSafe in Victoria, iCare in New South Wales, NIISQ in Queensland, as well as the Department of Veteran Affairs all around Australia. Our clients and we as a service provider have also received funding through public hospitals, private health funds, as well as departments of health. Currently the only service provider in Australia that has achieved third-party accreditation for intensive care at home nursing in 2025. We have been achieving this level of accreditation since 2012, and no other service provider has achieved this high level of accreditation in the community and has created more intellectual property when it comes to intensive care at home than we have. This puts us in a position to employ hundreds of years of critical care nursing experience combined in the community. No other service provider in 2025 employs a higher skill level in the community than we do, which enables us to look after the highest security adults and children in the community in Australia safely. And if you're at home already and you're watching this and you realize that you don't have the right level of support, or if you're stuck in an ICU long term, including palliative care, or if your family member is stuck in an ICU long term, I'll give you a real world example today that we can apply to your situation as well. One of our first clients in the early days when we first got started with the service over 12 years ago now, was a client who was at home initially on a ventilator with a tracheostomy with a support worker model 24/7. Of course, it is dangerous and negligent having support workers looking after a client at home on a ventilator with a tracheostomy. That is like flying the airplane with the cabin crew instead of the pilot, because anyone on a ventilator with a tracheostomy is at very high risk of medical emergencies or even dying if they don't have a team of critical care nurses looking after them 24/7. This is actually evidence-based in the community, and it's documented in our mechanical home ventilation guidelines that you can find on our website at intensivecarehome.com, where it is clearly documented that only and exclusively critical care nurses with a minimum of 2 years critical care nursing experience are safe to look after ventilation and tracheostomy adults and children at home safely. Think about it. In an intensive care unit, in an ICU, in a hospital, you wouldn't have support workers looking after a critical care patient on a ventilator with a tracheostomy. So why would anyone in their right mind would do that in a home care environment in the community? People have died because of such a support worker model. So eventually this client, as well as the ICU that he was basically then living in, found out about us. And we were proving our concept with this client very fast. When we worked with the client, we sent him intensive care and critical care nurses 24 hours a day, and he never ever went back into ICU ever again. And we were proving our concept there very fast. And as a side note, and as a benefit for the funding body, we are cutting the cost of an ICU bed by 50%. Once again, a win-win situation. We can do the same for you if you're not safe at home or if you're stuck in an ICU. And that includes the advocacy for funding that goes along with it. We have always successfully advocated for our clients. Otherwise, we would not be in business. The same is applicable for those stuck in an ICU, similar to our case study, to what you're looking for. Reach out to us. We make it happen for you as well. We can show you, and we will take you through the right steps. This is also why we are providing level 2 and level 3 NDI support coordination. We have a team of NDI support coordinators, and they have a wealth of knowledge. I've done an interview with Amanda Riches, one of our NDI support coordinators, and I'll put a link to an interview with Amanda in the written version of this blog below the video. We're also providing TAC case management and WorkSafe case management in Victoria with Lucy McCotter. And if you're an NDI support coordinator or a case manager from another organization watching this and you're looking for nursing care for your participants, please reach out to us as well. If you're looking for funding for nursing care for your participants and you don't know how to go about it and what evidence to provide, I encourage you to reach out to us as well. We will help you with the right level of funding and with the right level of advocacy. We're also providing NDIS specialist nursing assessments done by critical care nurses with a legal nurse consulting background. And if you are a critical care nurse and you're looking for a career change and you want to join a very progressive, dynamic, high-performing, and customer-centric team of critical care nurses in the community, we are employing hundreds of years of critical care nursing experience combined. If you're looking for a career change, we're currently hiring for jobs for critical care nurses in Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane, in Albury, Wodonga, in Bendigo, in Geelong, and in Warragul in Victoria. If you have worked in critical care nursing for a minimum of 2 years pediatric ICU ED, and you have already completed a postgraduate critical care nursing qualification, we will be delighted hearing from you. I have a disclaimer, because we are offering a tailor-made solution for our clients, which includes regular staff. Our clients also do want the same staff coming over and over again. And because they are very vulnerable and very special, that's why we need regular staff. So if you're looking for agency work where you can come and go, this will not be the right fit for you. We are looking for consistency and our clients are looking for consistency. So please only apply with us if you can give us regular and consistent availabilities for shifts and you're really keen on building relationships with us and with our clients. And if you are an intensive care specialist or an ED specialist, we also want to hear from you. We're currently expanding our medical team as well. We can also help you eliminate your bed blocks in your ICU and in your ED for your long-term patients or for your regularly readmitting patients with our critical care nursing team at home. We're here to help you take the pressure off your ICU and ED beds, and in most cases, you won't even pay for it. Even if you do pay for it, it is much more cost-effective than what you're paying for in ICU and ED, and you get the same level of care and you're freeing up ICU beds. And if you are a hospital executive watching this and you have bed blocks in your ICU, ED, and respiratory wards, home TPN, of course, please reach out to us as well. We can help you eliminate your bed blocks very fast. If you're in the US or in the UK and you're watching this and you need help, we want to hear from you as well. We can help you there privately with one-on-one consulting and with hiring nurses privately. Once again, our website is intensivecarehome.com. call us on one of the numbers on the top of our website, or simply send us an email to info@intensivecareathome.com. And if you like my videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel for regular updates for families with intensive care at home and intensive care. Click the like button, click the notification bell, share the video with your friends and families, and comment below what you think about this video and what you want to see next. Thank you so much for watching. This is Patrick Hutzel from intensivecareathome.com, and I will talk to you in a few days. Take care.